Hey, what's good, everybody? Happy Halloween. By the time you see this, it probably won't be Halloween, I guess. I don't know. If I can get it up on Halloween, that'd be great, but I doubt it will happen. But first and foremost, shout out to Storm Collectibles, as always, for sending this over, letting me review it early for people to see. And I want to say thank you, as always. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, today we're going to talk about the Storm Collectibles Streets of Rage Axel Stone. Now, I love Streets of Rage. I'm glad I made a comeback. Streets of Rage 4 was awesome. I played with the homies. It was me, Julian, KJ, Omar, the homies. My wife joined in. It was a bunch of us. We had a blast. So we kind of alternated in having a grand old time. I hope more stuff comes to it. So I'm hoping the toy sales will help that out. Bring more people to join the Streets of Rage fam. But enough about that. Let's talk about this awesome toy that was basically built to make sure you be on the streets raging for all the good reasons, right? So my main man, Axel Stone, looks absolutely fantastic. They did something that I didn't think was going to happen. They kept it really close to its art style. And that is actually pretty difficult to do. But they managed it, and I love it. His facial features really grab me. Like, you got to understand, that's really, really good to the art style. And I just love it. I really do. They definitely captured the art style. So I'm going to do my best to capture that very well in both portrait and some action shots. So I hope you guys really do enjoy it. Now, let's talk about the other look, just the overall look of him. Looking utterly fantastic. At this point, maybe I do need one of those rotating bases. I tried that once, but it was just so noisy. But, and outside of that, let's talk about articulation, my favorite thing. But I gotta say, the look on this kind of stuff is just making me realize, like, I really do enjoy even just standing up. I just enjoy this kind of stuff. So let's fix you, loop-de-doop. Even the eyes pop with the whole blue eyes guy thing. He could be a blue eyes white dragon. But yeah, articulation wise, we have our standard Storm Collectibles articulation. We're able to look down. We can look up. We can look left, look right. We can bend over, so that way we can have some sort of expression, emotion with our looks, you know. If anybody's seen that airport meme, this is the face that I could just picture people making. And our upper torso articulation with our arms, we can hit the T-pose with no problem. There is bicep swivel right here on the figure, as well as being able to rotate around with our inside soft plastic butterfly joints, as you can see here. This is going to cause this to like flap out a little bit. Obviously, because it's soft plastic, you can do that. Now, if you don't want it to do that, just stop it where it does that at, or work around. This this pleather, this soft plastic jacket actually works really well here, and it doesn't get in the way at all. We could crunch very far forward, and I mean that very, very far forward. As far as crunching backwards or moving backwards, we can actually move this backwards too, but you'll get that big opening. That's obviously not what you want, so we'll fix that up. We also get a lower swivel as well too. As far as our arms, going back to that, we do have a double joint there, but as always, muscle definition will be muscle definition. We have our standard Storm pegs that allow us to rotate around and look really good. Then as far as the legs, so your shirt may get in the way. You may want to rise that up. I do want to say be careful. Mine's got a little bit of damage from the cold of it shipping over. So you might want to wipe yours down. Make sure that doesn't rub. And as far as our leg articulation goes, even with the t-shirt, we have our squeak there. But as you can see, we do get very good leg articulation. That means you'll be able to do Axel's moves with no problem, even folding them up and over. So let's do some quick posing. Oop, I popped that out. That was my fault, y'all. Best thing I love about these, if you pop them out, just fix it. No problem. So let's see if he can balance while throwing a kick here. I'm pretty sure he can, because most of the time these guys don't fail me. It's mostly just me giving up. Oh, that one was actually pretty easy. So as you can see here, balancing is not going to be an issue. Our legs do have a thigh swivel. As you can see there, we can go forward as well. And we're double jointed, so you can do flying knees. And then down here, right, we have this one range for pivot. But then even on the sneaker, there is a movement for pivot. So you actually get very good ankle rockers. That way you can flex on the homies. You can go backwards and forwards as well too, and toe pivot. So Alex not only got the stones, he got the moves. Like Big Sean would say, I got the moves. Yeah, I got the moves. I'm in a good mood, so don't mind me. I'm letting out my inner, I don't know, my inner me, I guess. But you guys should be happy, posing them up, having a good time. As you can see, like I said, Axel can definitely flex. Now, this is what I want to say. Like, blessings from Storm, because they did something I didn't think anybody would do. They gave you every freaking item in the game for throwing at people. And I just think that's hilarious and awesome all at once, because I don't know anybody else that would have done that. In the first character, they said, you know what? We're going to give you literally everything that's literally been thrown at you, stabbed at you, whatever. So I'm going to have him in a blocking pose. And I'm going to take 2 seconds to just really thank Storm for going, all right, you know all that stuff in the game that you've seen that you can pick up and just throw at people? We're going to give you that. I think the only thing that they didn't give you, and I'm being honest, is the taser. And that's because I don't know why, but it's fine. But I'm glad because they gave you just about everything else. And I thought that was awesome. Now, I'm going to back them on up like a U-Haul truck. And let's talk about all the stuff that they gave you. So, you will get your glass of wine, champagne, whatever you want to call it. You'll get the regular bottle, right? And this is cool because you already get that. But then they give you the broken one. That means after you already bashed somebody once, you could just go, all right, switching scenes. Now I could jig you. And then it's going to disappear. Obviously, you get 3 jigs. Chop, chop, chop. And then that's it. It disappears. But the point is, they give you both. That's already fun as hell. They give you the baseball bat for when you want to swing at people and literally give them the hands. Awesome, right? They give you this asshole's blade. Now, we all know this guy in the game. He sit there, he paused for a second, and then he runs at you at this weird angle so that way you can't hit him unless you're a pro and you've played it enough. But y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, so don't try to front. Then they give you one sai. Again, they give you just about every weapon. Don't forget that kitchen stage, you get the butcher's knife when you go to Chinatown. This is what I'm saying. I'm having a good time just talking about this. You know that one time you get the boomerang? Boom, they give you the boomerang. This is what I'm saying. They put a lot of thought and effort into this, and they said, if we're going to give you a character from this, we're going to just throw everything at you. And I really do appreciate the effort put into that. It's heartwarming. It's fun. It's cool. I don't know. It just, something about that makes me go, these guys are paying attention. And I don't think people give them enough credit for that kind of stuff. You also get the katana, which you've seen throughout the game many times. But when you go to the dojo, is this and the naginata, you will see just about all through that mother. I was about to curse. I had to stop myself. So, last but not least, in terms of the weapons and stuff you'll get the naginata. It comes in 2 parts, right? So you just plug it in. You have a full-blown naginata. It is actually really, really tall, even at the point where if you put Axel next to it, it's way taller than him. So if you want to give this to any bad guys, boom, you got it. You can even just give this to people in World Heroes Perfect and have a good time. We haven't even gotten to the hands and heads and like special effects. And that's what's cool about this that I can't front. Like, I really do love about this. So let's talk about the other stuff. So Axel does come with alternate heads. We get our grinning head, which I personally like. I think the grit teeth head looks really good. I don't know what they did about this guy's eyes, but they pop, man. They look phenomenal. Then we have our yelling head when we do Grand Upper. And as a kid, I ain't gonna lie, like, I got that thing wrong. Like, Mother Stopper. I never knew what he said as a kid. It wasn't until I became an adult and it was Grand Upper. Then you'll get an alternate hair plate. This will allow you to swap out your hair and have technically a more classic look for your Axel. And this works on all the heads. Then you're going to get your hands, and I'll get into that right now. So for hands, you'll get weapon holding hands, which is very important because you have a lot of weapons to choose from. You'll get open martial artist hands. You'll get open action clawed hands, in case you want to hit a dude with that throat punch or throat chop. And then you'll get open relax hands for when you want to walk at the opponent because you're pretty much badass. Now we get to the fire effects. Now, these are awesome. We have the curved fire effect for when you do your standing special. When you go around in a circle. So we have this. This is fantastic. This is preferably used on any hand. I don't see any permanent groove inside that allows you to say you can't switch either hand, but I'm going to assume it's for the left hand because it looks better when he does that, because obviously it only goes in one motion, which is here towards the right. So I'm going to say it's the left hand one, right? So we're going to assume he's technically left-handed. Then you get the Rising Dragon, which is for the big special, right? So you'll get this. This is the bigger one that you get when you either do Grand Upper or anything else. Just whoosh, the sweep motion. So we're going to assume that he is facing towards the right, his right, obviously. So he's left-handed. So that's what we're going to assume. Again, I don't see any fixed grooves, but again, we're assuming that he's facing a certain direction. And then we have the spiral uppercut motion. This one does have a fixed groove all the way inside. It's hard to see, but it's there. And it spirals really, really nicely. So, again, this has been utterly fantastic, and I have really been enjoying it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand him straight up. I'm going to take 2 seconds, which for you will be half a second as you'll see it. And we're going to get to comparing him to some stuff. So I'm going to stand him up, make him look cool. Or at least as cool as Axel looks already, because this is actually pretty easy to do. It's not making your shoulders drip down. You're not a slumper. And then we're going to get some size comparisons on. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right. Now, first off, we're going to start with Storm Collectible stuff. So that way we can get a feel for what's size-wise with other Storm stuff, how he looks. I don't know why your arm is just bothering me. I want you to sit in there really nice. Oh, there it is. Yeah, baby. So let's get started. I did also get the Locust Disciple, so you guys can see what it looks like with a Locust. And as you can see, the Locust is much bigger, but it's Gears of War stuff. But you can just see how that looks. I don't know. I really like this guy. I need more of this. That guy is nice. But yeah, that's a different review for a different day. So let's start off with some Mortal Kombat stuff, because we don't have anyone else from Streets of Rage as of yet to compare to. So here he is with Scorpion, in case you want to fight ninjas, right? Actually, that would be a good fight. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. Crap. Here we are with Kazuya Mishima, final battle version. This guy's a jerk in like every way. So here he is next to him. Let's put you down. Here he is with Street Fighter 2's Violent Ken. Because sometimes you just gotta get violent, right? These guys are a pretty good match. Then we have Street Fighter's Axel. Just in case you want to put him as a brute fighting Axel, right? I think that's a really good size. Let's move you back. Then in case you want to mix it up, here's my main man, Skeleton. Oh no, I dropped the figure, y'all. Y'all can't see it, but I dropped the figure. I'm a little sad by that. Try to catch it off camera. And here it is with a skeleton. In case you want to do extra hard spooky mode, you know, I don't know. I made that up, but just in case, you know, just in case. Oh, so now we can compare to some other stuff. So you can see the Storm stuff is usually bigger, but it doesn't hurt to have fun and swap your stuff up, right? The next line that's usually around the same size is Mythic Legions. So here we are with a Mythic Legion skeleton. And he doesn't look terrible next to him, but he is smaller. Here is a Marvel Legends Hawkeye. Old man Hawkeye at that. As you can see, Marvel Legends are much smaller, so you may not be able to work these guys in. Unless, and I was fiddling around with this so you guys could take a look at it as well. Don't judge me for mixing this up. But here's your main man. I call him Manager Pool. So here's Manager Pool. So if you want to use this guy as a brute, and I actually swapped around with Kingpin parts before. So if you want to use this guy as a brute for him to fight, or even PS4 Spider-Man, you swap the Kingpin's hand and Kingpin head, and then you could have a brute to fight for both Axel and your Spider-Man. So Manager Pool is the one working around here right now. So it's his time to shine. Next up, we can do, I actually have a McFarlane figure out. So here he is next to the McFarlane Sky Tyrant version of the Bat Who Laughs. The McFarlane stuff is actually pretty big enough to compete with the Storm Collectibles in terms of scale, because they're the crazy 7-inch guys, right? Then we have a NECA Predator. He does have a custom mask from LRL Customs. And we already know the Predator stuff is 7 inches and above. And you can see here, bigger than Axel. Now we're going to go with the Ninja from Articulated Icons. Then we have a Mezco Ninja the Gold Skull Ninja. Getting spooky with it. And these ones might be able to work against Axel. Then we have a Lightning Collection Red SPD Red Ranger. And then we have SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga to round things off at the end. And as you can see, these guys are the smallest so far. So there's no way they're going to compete with that. But all in all, this has been fun. There was a lot of thought put into this. It was a lot of fun to sit down and play with him. I think if you are fans of Streets of Rage, this is a must for you. And I say that only because I really want to keep the line going. I really do hope that they do other characters. I'm really looking forward to it. I can only imagine how many other cool things they could do with those characters, because I think they completely nailed Axel here. I really do. So I'm really hoping like we get all of them. Like even if they like, let's say they do an update like with updated sprites. That means you getting Street, you getting Rue, you getting Dr. Zahn. Like you can get a bunch of cool characters out of it. But even before you get that, you'll get the Cool Blaze, you'll get Cherry, you'll get Adam Hunter. Like, dude, there's so many possibilities to this. Axel came out awesome, and I'm really hoping they go, all right, we're going to give it to you all. We're going to give it all. I'm really hoping for it. So please, support this. And if you don't want to support it, that's also fine. But Streets of Rage fans, I'm looking at y'all. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found this informative. I hope you go out and play the game. Be safe. Again, happy Halloween and enjoy. Be good. Do good. Drink your water. Later.